Let's do this. Hey everyone. So I'm back by popular demand with a second part of my original video where I talked about the performance of the M1 chip with Ableton and third-party plugins, which one worked, which one didn't. So I got a bunch of comments on my video, which was really exciting. It's the most engaging video that I've had so far on YouTube. So it got me really pumped, interacting with people and commenting and kind of like seeing what everybody's asking. I had a few people asking me to do an actual performance test in Ableton, basically load an actual project, which I don't have, so I can just start something from scratch and add a bunch of plugins and effects and kind of like see at what point the audio starts to give up in different buffer sizes and sample rates. So I'm gonna do all of that in this video, and I'm also gonna do the Ableton Live 10 performance test off of their website just to see how the M1 performs. And yeah, let's dive right in. I guess I'll start with the performance test because I already have it pulled up. I have the CPU activity monitor showing here. Since I'm recording my screen with OBS, it takes a good chunk of that, so keep that in mind. This is not all being used by Ableton. I kind of have to use OBS to record my screen, so it is what it is. Okay, let's dive right in. So audio buffer to 512 samples. We are at 512 right here. Audio input device to no device. Sample rate to 44,000. Okay. And then driver error compensation to 0, which is set to 0. And only one pair of outputs is active. Yep, stereo outputs is active, everything else is off, so that's good. Okay, open Live's help view, help menu, help view. Okay, help view, got it. Open the live set for the lesson, just this one. Don't save, delete. Alrighty. And then here I'm also gonna add an audio track just so I can record what's going on in Ableton directly, like through like a loopback function that I have in my sound card, because I don't have another way of recording the computer audio. You need to have like an aggregate device, which I usually use Soundflower to capture like internal computer audio and then route it outside so I can record it either in OBS or somewhere else. But Soundflower is not supported on M1 yet. So another thing to keep in mind, if you're like a streamer or recording YouTube videos or recording your screen with OBS and whatnot, Soundflower is not supported yet. Oh, I can't do that because there's no audio in. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, never mind. So we're not gonna record the audio. Okay, so let's see what's next. Play the lesson's 16-track demo and note the highest CPU load reported by the CPU meter. Okay. Looks like we're at 26-ish. 23, 24, yeah, around 25%. Oh wow, well, that's cool. That's interesting. Live quit unexpectedly. Wow. Okay. I'm happy I'm doing these tests so you can see in real time what's happening. So yeah, let's reopen that. Very, very interesting. So yeah, like I mentioned in my first video, it's still not super stable. Yeah, I would like to recover my work, please. Adam. I don't want to report a crash, but yeah, this was interesting. Let's see if it crashes again. Let's just play it. Wow. This is weird. I don't know why it's crashing, but it does. Okay, how about we are not gonna do the test. No, I don't want to recover it. Let's try something different. Let's try and load a bunch of plugins and see if that crashes or not. So I don't have Serum, so instead of Serum, I'm gonna use Pigments, and we're just gonna load a bunch of instances of Pigments until, I don't know, until something happens. Okay, at least here I can turn the audio back and record it so you can actually hear what's happening. And let's do 64 samples. Let's just start with the lowest. I mean, 32 is the lowest, but that's just, I feel like, really low. 64 is kind of like, you probably won't go below that. And then sample rate, I'm just going to leave it at 4400 right now. Yeah. And then do the loop back so I can record. Turn that off. So now if I play something, you should see it here too. And then once this is recorded, I can edit it in post-production, and then you'll be able to hear the actual audio. Okay, so I'm just gonna like create random, just I guess a jam session and whatnot. Nothing too crazy, but you know, make it somewhat interesting and not just like random sounds. Okay, so I can get a little arpeggiator going on the MPK Mini. I'm gonna record that. Okay, so now I have a little thing happening here. Quantize it, and then I can just simply reuse that and select a different sound. Something and live crashed again. Wow, this is really unexpected. I was literally using live like all morning, and I had no crashes. Not sure if it's because I'm using OBS as well and recording and something is going on. I'm not sure, but I'm going to restart because that's always a good idea if something is not working, and I'll be right back. Well, that was interesting. So, yeah, as you saw, I got a bunch of random crashes from Ableton, just basically doing nothing out of the ordinary. I restarted the computer, and yeah, let's give it another shot. See what happens next. Let's try this again, shall we? Audio track and loop back, close that. Okay. Arm, record. Okay, let's load Pigments again. That's a weird sound. Okay, I like this sound. Let's use this one. Okay, got a nice little arpeggiation going on. Once again, gonna record that. Just playing randomly. Okay, that's good. Alright. So, let's duplicate it. And bite my bass. Sounds like something I might do. Okay. This is not quantized. Okay, here we go. Alright, that'll work. And then here, just make it a little more sparse. Very interesting pattern going on there. But whatever. This is just for testing purposes. I'm not actually making a track here. Okay, so far we have what, 2 instances of pigments running, and we're at 13% of load on the CPU. Let's keep going, right? Just might as well, right? How many is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11 instances of pigments. This might get ugly as far as, like, from the sonic perspective. But whatever. What if I just for the sake of the video, just gonna lower the volume on all of those, but just play all of them, just so they can be active and playing. This is probably a little cuckoo, but whatever, you know, works. So, I mean, so far 11 instances of pigments running all at the same time, and I'm recording OBS and looping back the audio, and we're at 64. Right? Yeah, 64 samples as far as the buffer size, 9.3 millisecond round trip latency. So far, pretty smooth. I'm not seeing anything broken or, you know, something that glitches, other than the few crashes that we had earlier, which could have been something else. But I mean, so far so good. Let's add maybe some drums just for the sake of it. This is kind of boring right now. Maybe a drum bass on that, of course. Some EQ. And yeah, let's make a beat really quick. That will work. Just something to keep us in the groove, I guess. This is such a weird track. Okay, what else do we want to do? I guess let's double the pigments. This might get ugly. Just Command D that. Oh boy. Got the beach ball. Okay. We're still alive and kicking. The CPU usage spiked to 55%. None of those are playing, but we are at 22 instances of pigments. Oh my goodness. Okay, so a reminder, we're still at 64 samples. This is kind of crazy to me. Pretty sure if I loaded 22 instances of pigments on my MacBook Pro, I don't think that would fly. But it looks like it's still working fine. No audio glitches or dropouts. Let's try and play it again. Okay, something weird is happening here. My OBS is going wild, but I don't know if this is something you'll be able to see in the actual video or not. It does sound a little weird, but I'm not noticing actual like audio glitches. I guess let's keep going. 30 instances of pigments, all playing at the same time. At 64 samples buffer. Yeah, this is really weird now. Yeah, now I'm hearing some audio glitches. I think we're reaching the limit here. Yeah, we're definitely at the limit here. This is so weird. Okay, oh my goodness. So yeah, looks like around 30 instances of pigments was the limit where audio started to kind of like drop out and whatnot. Let's increase the buffer size and see what happens. I must say though, like it's still definitely running on the slower side of things. It's not like super responsive and fast. But again, you need to remember that this is running via an emulator, so this is not running natively, which is a big deal. All right, we're at 128 samples. Let's see if that makes a difference. I feel like yeah, it did a little bit. The CPU load dropped by like maybe 10% ish. It still sounds a little glitchy. I don't know if this is my amazing composition or just because there's 30 instances of pigments playing at the same time. Okay, let's try increasing the buffer size again. 256 this time. It's still loading. Also, I don't know if this is just on my end or if you can actually see it, but my video is going crazy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is being recorded. Oh my god, this is funny. I guess kind of cool, to be honest. Very glitchy. Okay, we're at 256 samples. Yeah, it looks like every time you double the buffer size, the CPU load drops around 10%, maybe 9%, give or take. Like on average. This is what I'm seeing at least. Alright, one more time. Put it 512 because I don't usually go above that. Yeah, I wonder why my camera is glitching. This is bizarre. Let me try and restart the camera. Well, I guess you don't get to see me anymore. Anyway, we are at 512 samples now. Let's see if that makes a difference. So I'm expecting the CPU load would be like around like sub 60%. Yeah, we're like 55, 56, 57. Yeah, and then hovering in the mid 50s at 512 samples buffer size. So I guess this is pretty much what you can expect for now. Again, remember, this is running through an emulator, which is just crazy to me. Like, that's a lot of instances of pigments. To be honest, like in the real life scenario, like in the real life project, would you really get to a point where you have 30 instances of pigments running at the same time? If I'm wrong and you actually get to a point where you have 30 instances of a specific plugin running, like just I wanna see it. Like I wanna listen to it. What use case requires so many instances of plugins to be active and running at the same time? Okay, let's try and do that performance test again, since looks like it's not crashing anymore. Okay, so audio buffer 512, we're good. No input, and sample rate 4400 or 44,000. No driver error, and only one pair of outputs. Cool. And then help, view, what's new in live set, don't save. Okay. Yeah, it's just this causes it to crash. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm not able to run the lifetime performance test because it's just crashing. It is crashing. Cool, I think I'm done with this video then in that case. Well, that was interesting. As you saw, I wasn't even able to play the live set test project that they have to do the performance test. Ableton kept crashing on me, and I'm not really sure why. Like, there's not any good errors or actual reasons behind why it's crashing, whatever. So yeah, I mean, as I mentioned in my previous video, there's just too much instability and just weirdness going on for me to, or for anyone that uses Ableton as their main DAW to make the switch over to the M1 right now. I don't know. It's, you know, ultimately it's your decision, and if you need to, then you need to. But if you don't need to and you can wait, just wait. It's just not stable enough right now. So once again, hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully I answered a little bit more questions as far as the performance. I mean, we did manage to run 30 instances of Serum at 64 buffer size. That is crazy to me. So just imagine, you know, once Ableton does run natively on the M1 chip, I mean, you'll probably see the same performance as you have seen like on Logic. Someone said Logic is in like God mode right now, which is very much true. So yeah, we just need to wait. All right, peace.